I got banned.
What does B-A-N-N-E-D mean?
I got banned from Facebook Marketplace trying to sell ZR2 rock sliders. What is happening with this world? I don't even know what to say. I'm banned though off Facebook Marketplace, so it's gonna become really difficult here in the future trying to find an OBS Chevy or anything else you want to find off there that's been goofy and fun over the past few years. Make a new account, I guess. This is just so stupid. I'm appealing it right now, but as we speak, banned on Facebook Marketplace.
It means he's afraid of Santa Claus.
No, it doesn't.
Ho, ho, ho!
Stop it, Patrick, you're scaring him!
Ho, ho, ho!
You know, I haven't even looked in here to make sure that this is the right wrap, so maybe I should do that because that would suck if it was like showtime and we didn't have the right materials. Oh yeah. Little controversial, but I hope you guys like it. See what the neighbors think. This wrap should be going on the Colorado like next video. So if not next video, the very next one. So just like another week, we'll hit the ground running with this one, but I am so excited. If you want sneak peeks, this wrap is on my Instagram, RFRacing717. Give me a follow. You guys can figure out what the wrap is. Just for some quick context, obviously I wasn't banned because of the rock sliders. I mean, maybe I was, but they gave me no reason. All I know is I listed the rock sliders and then like an hour later was banned. I haven't communicated or done anything, sold or bought anything off Facebook Marketplace for weeks, so I'll keep you guys updated. For some reason, this truck smells horrible. I have no idea why. Power Wagon had a little bit of a sleepover last night before that goes over to Whitmore to go to the winter. Winter call should be very, very soon to find out who wins that truck. Don't know why my truck smells. I understand it looks messy, but that's all like detailing sprays and all that different stuff. Smells bad, like I left like a piece of fruit in here and there's ants. What is happening? We gotta get this fixed because that is disgusting, like the most white trash thing you could happen. This is a $70,000 truck and we have an ant infestation and it smells bad. So we're gonna figure out the most expensive way, but most effective to deodorize this and clean it. So let's get this done. I understand this is a little bit off topic, but I figured I'd share this with you guys since I was doing it anyway. This was a machine at my old job called Steramist. It was developed by DARPA back in 2001 for the anthrax scare. So some pretty heavy stuff. And it got a reemergence for Ebola. And of course, with COVID going on, this machine was deployed across the world. And the old job that I used to use this in hospitals where sterile compounding of medicine was done, operating rooms, anywhere where there could be zero living things other than the humans in that room. That was the objective with this machine. And here it is being used on my truck to deodorize. There's a little taser in here which that ionizes the hydrogen peroxide and makes this an incredibly effective chemical. So using this on my truck, we'll see if it takes care of my odor and ant problem. I figure if it's good enough for DARPA, it's good enough for the Chevy Silverado. Public service announcement. My tab has never had this many items on it before. Knives, shirts, stickers, key tags, whatever you want. I promise you, on my storefront 717 Supply, something is going to be right up your alley. And if you guys buy something to help support the channel, I can give you a chance to win this Corvette ZR1. You guys already know about this world famous Corvette, but now with a new facelift here, this sort of Miami blue wrap color fits it so well. It's one of my favorite wraps that's ever been on it. But time is running out to enter to win, so buy one of my knives, key tags, you get a bunch of entries, and I can hand you the keys to this insane vehicle and $10,000 cash. Don't sleep on this one because this is the last time this Corvette is going to be given away, and C7 ZR1s are highly sought after. So winning something like this would be huge to change the trajectory of your life. Let me get you on the right path and have this sitting in your driveway very soon. Good luck. This has been a long time coming. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. Also, shout out to Hurricanes Heroes. This shirt is sick. We don't sell it anymore, but it's like my favorite shirt. And whenever I was in Nassau, what is that, a second world country, third world country, the way they clean their bathrooms is by just dumping bleach, just like pure bleach everywhere. So whenever you go to wash your hands, your shirt sort of brushes up against the counter and gives your t-shirt a brand new pattern. Yeah, you walk into the bathrooms there and your face just melts off because of the bleach smell. You see how I get sidetracked? I'm already completely off topic. I've been talking to you guys for over a year now about what we're gonna do with this home plan. I had a court case that was going on 7 months ago and I didn't talk about it at all. There's been no talk about it because it was super stressful. Attorney said to not say anything about it because God forbid we lose, but finally last week we are good to go and I won the court case. Still said not to make a video about it, my attorney did, just because it's like, hey, you know, we won, let's not go any further here and make any more trouble for ourselves, God forbid, even though it was all BS, that none of this should have happened in the first place. But what happened was one of the guys from my build team where we were trying to get this going, one of the key links to building a house, saw my wife and I coming from a million miles away. We're first-time home builders. We've never done anything like this before, and this is a way for him to make a ton of money off of us because we just don't know any better. So a very little amount of work amounted to a ton of money that he was trying to bill us, and he came after us. We were like the defendants in this because he wanted to collect on 5 figures worth of money. So that set us way back, and my sights went from building a custom home like this one to essentially having nothing. Wind was getting to be too much. Okay, maybe not something that fancy, and yes, we're not left with nothing. I currently own a home, you guys know all this, but our sights were set so high with custom building a house, interest rates were low, material prices weren't that bad, then everything shot up through the roof over the past couple of years. I think it's still pretty high. Inflation's insane. I don't care what anyone says, like, oh, inflation's coming down. It's still up. Inflation is still happening. Now, granted, I understand that inflation has to happen to some extent, but we're still above average. Nothing is getting fixed. So it just seems pretty grim. But for us winning this, at least, gives us a leg up, gets us some more money back here in our pockets to potentially still do the custom build on the land. We went from this beautiful custom home in a spot that we wanted to be, secluded, to some bureaucratic tape, a ton of no's and a ton of maybes, turning into having to move to a different spot on the land, and then getting sued for over $10,000. Plus the whole thing with InShane Designs really put a hard stop on our whole situation. I'm taking the advice of my attorney here. I can't talk very much because I don't want to go through that again, especially for the gain of a single YouTube video. It's just not worth it. Maybe in the future, I don't know what the statute of limitations on this is. I didn't do anything wrong, clearly, because we won, but I want to stay out of hot water as much as possible. It's too stressful for too little gain. Yes, that was a custom built home I showed you, just not my custom built home, and we've taken about a 20-minute drive here over to the land, to where I wanted to live, which was right here. Still can't move here because of the red tape that we had before. This problem is not solved. I don't think it will ever be, just the way that the world is. Even though interest rates are up, some builders are offering a low interest rate to entice people to do new builds. So, does that mean now, if we wanted to build here on the land, our driveway would go right down through these trees and be over here to the right, would we do that right now? The world is still really struggling. Even with the better interest rates, we still be at 6%. And on top of that, what's jamming us up is, even though I don't have to pay this person because of the court case, I still have to pay my attorneys and lost time and all that. So it's insanely expensive. And I know there's like suing for damages and counter-suing. We're not doing all that. I'm just happy this is over and done with. So now I'm going to bring up a topic that has made some people a little bit sore with me, and rightfully so. The subject of buying Mike and Gina's house. They're still living there. It's been about a year since I made that video, probably a little bit over a year. And the reason we're in this big gridlock is just because now is not a good time to build. This is just not a good time to build, not a good time to buy, it seems. That video was made over a year ago. A new business has been started since then. Interest rates have gone through the roof, and material costs still aren't back to where they should be, plus inflation's going up. So all these reasons are kind of why we're in this big holding pattern, and that is an option that we're not really able to take right now. So thankful though, because things could have went so sideways with this court case. I would have had to have paid out somebody who really deserves no money. They did nothing. I even said to them, I was like, well, what happens if we don't build this house? We just have to pay you? And it's like, well, you pay me and then you build the house. It's like, did you not just hear what I just said? We're not, if we don't build the home, what would be the point? You didn't do the work yet. So I don't want to, I'll try to explain a little bit. Here's essentially what happened. They wanted paid up front so that they had the money, and then whenever we would do the work, then I wouldn't have to pay them at that time. So they wanted like prepaid, and then whenever I brought up the fact that, hey, the world's getting more expensive, stuff's crazy, we might not be able to build, it was like, well, don't worry about it, just pay us, and then you don't have to worry about paying us later. You didn't hear what I just said. What if we don't do the work? Well, we never did the work. So they were coming at us to collect money for work that they never did, and that's why they lost. It was getting so crazy that I was like, how can I just sell all my vehicles? Because that's what's screwing me right now, my debt to income ratio. These trucks are so expensive, and then even going to buy the new Colorado, I wasn't gonna do that, but I need that to make money. Life is going good now, at least on the terms of making money part. 717 Supply is awesome. I've never in my life worked with a company that is so smooth, has its employees' backs, and that's huge. Integrity is huge, and I'm happy to be working with a company where integrity is number one. So this isn't meant to be a commercial, even though their best interest is my best interest, but you guys can rest assured that 717 Supply is the real deal and will never screw over any one of its customers. So it's great to be working with that. This thing has the legs, and maybe one day here, possibly within the next year, if things keep going like they're going, we can live on top of the hill. Well, just off to the side of the hill. Someone else already has the top claimed.